Hello everybody and welcome to Durango, which is going to be the perfect map for testing out the brand new John Deere Cotton Pack DLC. So what we're going to do is just basically buy everything which is in the pack, just so I can really show it off, and also buy a field so that I can demonstrate the machinery in operation. And I'm not too sure if I'm going to be able to show you all of the handling devices today, but I'm hoping to cover the majority of the DLC. Of course, it's not a very big DLC, so it's not going to be a massive amount to even cover in the first place. It's just, yeah, I want to basically focus primarily on the harvester itself. So you can see here we have the John Deere CP690, which costs £847,000. Now, it is strikingly similar to the case, which is probably the equivalent in real life. This is the Module Express 635, which is £485,000, which was in the base game, so that is not part of this pack. You already have that if you own Farming Simulator 19. And also, yeah, obviously they are quite similar in looks, but also in specifications as well. They're both 6 meters, but the thing which is quite amazing actually is the John Deere has a capacity of half the size. I can only imagine this is because it is producing the round bales over the square ones, or should I say modules. That would probably be a more appropriate word. So yeah, in theory the case is going to be better for working for a long time without having to stop and unload, but unloading doesn't take too long. But then of course we have a completely different system here with John Deere, with it being round modules and the case is the square modules. So I think that's enough of me bumbling on. You can see that we have a 360 degree view here, which is probably far easier to do it in the store than it is in game. Yes, real life. That would be worrying. It means this game would be getting far too realistic. Anyway, yes, we'll purchase it, £847,000, and we're going to take a look. So just tab through, trains, many trains. Okay, that wasn't right, and there we go. So obviously I am not familiar one bit with cotton harvesting. I don't know much about the machinery involved, so I'm just going to be showing you around it, and hopefully you have some knowledge of it. If not, you're just like me, so we're in the same boat. But I guess that is some kind of dust extraction or something, maybe cooling. And then yeah, obviously it's going to unload out the back. Obviously it's going to take it in through the front. I'm just telling you the obvious things here, which means I should probably just be quiet. Love the lighting actually. Look at the lights over the front. Just turn those lights on. Wow. Yeah, there should be no difficulty in illuminating the field at night. Should be able to go through the night if you would like to. In cab view, you can see very detailed. Very detailed. No interactive control or anything. That's never been in a Giant's machine. Hopefully one day. But yeah, it is still very nice looking. Of course, I must just mention, if you want to buy this, you can do. It's available on the official website, so that's the place to go to if you'd like to get it. Anyway, let's go and buy some more stuff in the pack. Okay, so we have the McCormick Industries 3-spear frame for basically just picking it up. And we also have the cotton bale rollers. Okay, they are calling it a bale. It must be a bale then. The modules must be the square ones. We also have the wheelie grab, which I think just really opens up and goes over the bale and locks it in, puts it within the blade scoop sort of thing here. Sorry for my terminology. And also we've got the module RB just here, which is strikingly similar to the one in the base game, except for, of course, this one is capable of picking up the round bales. Yes, this one can pick up 2 bales, whereas the other one was a 1-module trailer. And we also have the semi, which is just here, which goes, of course, on the lorry or the truck. 4 bale capacity, so you can pick up quite a few here, which is very nice. I can see the benefit of doing the round bales, but of course the square bales do have twice the capacity, so it's really exactly the same. And we also have the cotton tag trailer just here. You can pick up 3 bales, and you can also change the wheel type, wheel brand. Rim colour, do quite a bit of customizing here, and you can change the main colour. That's quite nice actually that you can change the main colour, because yeah, you can really go customizing, go a bit crazy. In fact, that is the machine I'm going to use today in this demonstration video. So rim colour, I think, should we set it up as a John Deere? I think that would be an appropriate thing to do. It looks good. It is a McCormick, of course, but yes, I think since the main harvester, as it is the John Deere DLC, it would be appropriate to colour scheme it nicely. So that looks good. That does look very good indeed. And I think we're also going to be towing that with a John Deere tractor. It would just make perfect sense. It's all John Deere today. We're probably not going to see any other brands. So actually not the 8R. Go for the 7R. Fully specced though to the 7310. And we'll also put on probably a different brand. Yeah, we'll go for the Michelin. Very nice, and I think we're now ready to go. No, we're not. We haven't purchased the field. Now, there is only one field to my knowledge which is ready to harvest, and that is field number 7. We do have field number 17 as well, but it's not quite ready. As you should see, there we go, you can see it's still green. Whereas field number 7 is ready to harvest. So here we go, it's going to be over £1 million just to purchase this, and that doesn't matter. That does not matter one bit. So here we go, let's go and try out the John Deere CP690. I'm actually looking forward to this. I really want to see what this is like. I know that many people were saying that this should have just been in the base game anyway. I think it's good that Giants have listened to everybody and put it in, but of course you do have to pay for it, which would be the disadvantage of that. It's actually not quite as I would expect it to look. I'm guessing the design has changed over the years, but when I used to do the cotton harvesting in previous versions like FS09 and possibly 11, and possibly 13 actually, there was one which looks pretty much like a snail, to put it simply. I suppose very similar to the case. So yeah, John Deere has clearly changed their design a bit, but it looks good. So we have a beacon on the front and a beacon on the back. One thing which I was actually quite surprised with was you couldn't customise anything to do with it. No customising whatsoever. I think I would have expected some kind of wheel configuration at least, because usually you can do. But yeah, as I've said, I'm not really too familiar with these machines anyway, so I'm not too sure if there are multiple model types or if it is just the one model. So yeah, I can't really say that. But yeah, maybe would have been good if you could just change the wheel brand. It's a very minor technicality. It's just something which just made it a little bit more interesting in the store than just buy or lease. But there you go, it's just an observation of mine. So here we have the cotton field, and I think one thing we're going to notice straight away is it is going to be depositing bales much faster than the case one which we have seen already. Purely because it's just half the capacity. It can only hold half the amount of cotton as the other one. Oh, okay, so here is the snail. I see it sets itself up. I didn't realise that it could actually put its shell on. Right, that's nice. That is a very, very compact idea. Because it doesn't... Does it make it less tall? Maybe it doesn't actually. Anyway, here we go. There's no point sitting around waiting to watch it unfold again. Yeah, so this is... I can already see this being more enjoyable, purely because of the fact that you are going to be doing more than just going up and down the field. It is filling up at a decent rate, and I can imagine this crop actually isn't fertilised since it is a base crop. It's what was already in the map when we started. I didn't fertilise it or plant it for that matter. So yes, it is already 15% full, so that's pretty good going. I can remember when we were doing the case harvesting with the case, it was just, you might get one module off a whole field. So there wasn't really much to do. It was the sort of job which made you feel like just sticking it on a worker and doing something else, which is never a good thing. So this is already going to bring a bit of interest back to the cotton, which of course was new in FS19. So yeah, 28% full, that's pretty good. So it's not going to be too long until we can deposit the first bale. Yep, so we are back at the snail shape. Which is not a bad thing. I'm not saying that the snail shape is bad. It's quite a unique shape, I think, for these particular machines. Because it's essentially, it is a massive baler. But only it's like a massive self-propelled baler. By the look of it, we're going to be able to get back to around here before it's full. So I'm just going to go and continue ahead and return when it is about 95% full. I really did underestimate the yield of the crop. It's already 95% full. So it's actually going to be before we even get to the end, which is interesting. Here we go. Should I dump it in the field? I think I should do. Oh, what's it doing? It's doing something. It must be transferring it across or something. Okay. I think it's actually put it into another chamber, if I'm not mistaken. Does it fill up a certain area first and then transfer it across? Maybe it does do. Like I say, I'm not familiar with these at all. We don't have these in the UK. So, yeah, I don't know anything about them at all. Well, the harvest continues. Clearly it's 25% per chamber load. Would I be correct in saying that? I might find out myself later in the video. You can see the cotton going in on top. Yes, it must be filling up a chamber. In that case, I'm going to leave it to go. Just continue. I'm going to get things set up with the tractor, and we'll return here, and then hopefully it will almost be ready to unload. So yeah, it's 2,500 litres roughly per compartment load, and then obviously forward make the 10,000, whereas the other one is 20,000 litre capacity. So onto a worker. This also allows me to appreciate it from a distance as well. It's funny, it is quite a good looking machine. It just resembles a snail so perfectly. Except it doesn't leave a snail trail, thankfully. Okay, right, so this is the McCormack 3-bale trailer. And I'm very interested in seeing this in operation. The only reason why I'm not covering the other two is because they're actually very similar to those which are already in the game. Obviously just for the square modules. So this is new. This is something really of interest, which I really would love to see myself. And yes, I'm obviously going to be showing you. Of course, you might have already got this DLC, potentially, because I'm a little bit late in putting the video out. But yes, even so, I'm sure you'd still like to see it actually working in the field. It is essentially an auto stacker, but of course if you can't afford this, you can use the telehandlers with the McCormack attachments. Right, so yeah, obviously we're just getting to fill up. It is currently 50% full. It's doing the next third, and that third is going to go into there as well, transferring over. See it emptying, and finally, yeah, the last 24% it would appear, and then the bale is going to drop. So actually, it is still relatively slow at getting a bale out, so it is still half the time as the other one, but it does still take some time. On the plus side, it means you're not having to cart loads of bales. If you are just leave it on a worker, you're not going to come back to the field and find 150 bales. That would be good for money, but that would be a lot of work carting them around. You're probably going to come back to this field and maybe find 8, possibly. So yeah, it's obviously easier for transportation. Okay, so we're on to the final stage. It is 93% full, and we can see it building up in there, hopefully. Once it transfers, it's going to create the bale, and then we'll be able to unload it. So in fact, I just dismissed the worker just in time. I prefer it if it doesn't do it. So there we go. It empties, and it creates the bale. Look at that. I think many were expecting the round bale, the round cotton bales in the game as standard, from what I can make out. But it is good to have them. It really is. So we must just press Y, and there it rolls. So I can now continue the worker, and it can go and make the next bale. So we can now try out this. We have a bale, and all we have to do is press B. It's going to put it into the operating position. Yes, I would imagine that we do approach the bale from this angle here, and it does the rest of the work for us. That is actually a really nice idea. I love the way that it does that, the way it rotates it. And then really it's just a waiting game until the next bale is ready. So it does take time. It really does take a lot of time to get each bale. Of course, as I've said, I don't think this particular field is fertilised, so it is going to be slower. If you can actually fertilise the cotton fields, I think you can do. Oh, it is fertilised, but it's not fully fertilised. only 50%. So yes, you could make it fill up faster, essentially, if it was totally fertilised. So I think it would be a shame to complete this video without actually showing you these in-game. So I'm just going to purchase them. And then we'll take a good look at them. So they are really quite self-explanatory anyway. But obviously you want to see them at the store. There we go. So yeah, that looks very similar to the one which can pick up the modules, the square modules. But of course it is adapted to work with 4 of the round bales. We then have this one here for 2 of the round bales. That is the RB module. And then we have the wheelie grab, which really is quite simple. It works in a similar way to what we've just seen. You put the frame up, the wheels will bring it in, you can grab it. And then we have the roller, basically the roller grab just here, and the spike, all by McCormack. So yeah, there they are. They also come within the DLC, if you're interested. Okay, so this one is almost full as well, so I'm going to get ready to go and pick up the next bale. I guess we could lift up the lifter, but I'm going to keep it down for now. It does seem to have a wheel to support it, so it should be fine running along the ground. Don't want to miss it popping out the back. I'm guessing the worker is going to be able to remove it. Yep, good. So wait for it to remove, and then I can pick it. I like that it can continue. That must be because it has this extra chamber in front, so it doesn't have to stop when it has a bale ready. It can just continue picking it up and sort out the bale in its own time. As for dropping it, maybe it will only do it when it is full again. I'm not too sure. It doesn't seem to want to take it. So if I can just dismiss the worker for this occasion, then I can now pick it up. And the nice thing is, the spinnery on this map is literally just at the bottom of this field. It is probably one of the biggest maps I've ever been on for Farming Simulator, yet the spinnery just happens to be so local, which is just great. I really would be frustrated if I have to travel halfway across the map just to sell it. So I guess that is all strategically done. You'd make sure you have your cotton fields exactly where your sell points are, or at least close to where your sell points are. You wouldn't position them a few miles away. So we have 2. It can take 3, as we said before, but we have 2, which is going to be 20,000 litres, essentially the equivalent of 1 square module. The price is good. It's over £2,000 for 1,000 litres, so we do have many thousands of pounds here. A figure which I can't calculate, but we're going to find out. It's going to tell me anyway, so it's the joy of the calculating system in Farming Simulator. You don't have to guess. I always try and guess, but you don't have to. So we press unload. That's Y. I don't know exactly where it's going to put them. I'd imagine just behind it. And then unload. There we go. £48,000. The equipment is very expensive, but that is a decent amount of money. And of course, remember, they could have carried 3, so we could have had even more than that in one load. So yeah, I do like it. I feel it should have been in the game anyway, but yeah, it is nice to have it. Very nice to have the round bale cotton harvester. It was missed. It really was. So, like I say, you can purchase it from the official website. Otherwise, if you have the season pass, then great, you should have it anyway. So thank you for watching. Thank you to Giants for providing me with the DLC, and until next time, see you again soon. Bye for now.